Hey guys, just wanted to check in and show you guys the absolute brilliant power of the Holy Priest. Of course, you guys know me for Shadow, and that's my absolute favorite, and I love playing Shadow. I would never change in PvP. However, I am trying to at the moment get the trinket from Garrosh, which is the where are we? Where is this one here? No, it's not that one. It's oh, where is it gone? This one here. Now, as you guys see, this trinket offers haste and also gives you a chance to proc intellect, which is stacking up to 10 times, which is really good because that's what I want. I want to couple it with this trinket as well. I know this trinket gives you a spirit, but it gives you a really good initial buff, as you can see, intellect of 1552, and it's really good for off healing in arenas. It's really good for just generally doing more damage as well. And I know you guys think, why would you need to proc spirit? You don't really need to proc spirit, to be honest with you. Not in like duels or anything like that. Not to do more damage, but sometimes in arena I do find that I'm lacking a little bit on spirit, or I'm lacking a little bit on mana. So this could be useful. However, what I want to do mostly is just get the the massive amount of intellect from it, and everything else is just a bonus really. Couple it with this trinket for now, where it gives you haste and obviously gives you the chance to get more intellect, which is what we want. Haste is what we really want, and then intellect is also what we want. Coupled with this would be really nice. However, guys, I wanted to just turn your attention to the rewards from the Timeless Isle. Now, the actual trinket that I'm really trying to get at the moment is this one. Now, this one also gives you intellect, and it gives you a lot of intellect. It costs 50,000. As you can see there, guys, I've only got 10,000 at the moment, but I'm hoping to get that by the end of the week. But it costs 50,000, gives you 1,657 intellect initial, and also then gives you the spell dealing damage. You have a chance to gain critical strike rating. Now, this would work brilliantly with the haste trinket from Garrosh, and the reason for that is because you've got the proc of crit. So this trinket will give you the proc of crit, which means you can try to burst more often when you're critting, which is really good. Or when you've got a higher amount of crit, really, which is really good. And also at the same time, it gives you a massive amount of intellect, as I was saying. And then if you couple this with the Garrosh trinket, the Garrosh trinket will give you an initial amount of haste, but will also proc, as it says there, you have a chance to trigger Wrath of the Dark Spear for 10 seconds. While Wrath of the Dark Spear is active, every 1 second you gain 2,350 intellect, stacking up to 10 times. That's a crazy amount of intellect. So at its peak, that will do so much damage. If you couple it with the other trinket from the Timeless Isle and proc the crit as well, so you've got more damage, more haste, more intellect, and more crit at the same time, which is the 3 major stats that we need, which would be brilliant. I know it's nerfed in arena, guys, but I still want to try it out, so I'm still going to go ahead and try and get this. Guys, finally in this video, it's just a bit of an update really. I wanted to show you guys what I can do in terms of, obviously I'm a priest, I play Shadow, I love playing Shadow, but I can also heal. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I do play really well in PvP with Disc, because I used to play Disc before I played Shadow in arenas and in PvP in general. However, when I was trying out PvE and trying to get the trinkets and that, I found that maybe my intellect or maybe my gear was just not that well suited for it, and I was trying to balance a bit of PvP together with PvE items that I do have to try and do really well in healing. As you can see, guys, I went up against from the healing done in the recount, I went up against guys who were geared in PvE. They didn't have any PvP gear, and the only one priest that beat me by 0.2% of overall healing was another priest who was fully PvE geared and was Disc. As you can see, guys, I've got my normal tyrannical, 3 pieces of Grievous belt. I got PvE shoes. I got PvP ring. I got another ring which is a PvE. I got the trinket, which is also pretty decent at the moment. So it gives me more spirit. I guess I need that more in PvE. I also got the spirit PvP trinket. I got the Grievous weapons. Grievous. Yeah, it's basically mostly PvE. It's PvP gear that I use in Shadow. It's not even the healing gear that I use. It's PvP gear that I use in Shadow, with a couple of PvE items chucked in. However, as you guys can see, I did absolutely brilliantly and was able to heal. I wouldn't say I'm good enough to go up against the 10-mans and maybe the heroics. Definitely not. Maybe 10-mans actually I could probably cope, but heroics definitely not. But as you can see in Raid Finder, I did absolutely brilliantly, and I came up almost top of the healing meters, which is really good. It shows you guys how effective Holy can be, and it shows you probably why Holy is so good at the moment in arenas as well. I don't know, to be honest with you guys, if it's better than Disc. I don't like to kind of think about that too much, because they've both got their advantages and their disadvantages and so on, and it could be really good to play one and really good to play the other as well, in different circumstances. Now guys, what I wanted to say in this video finally is I'm finding it really kind of hard at the moment to play. I know you guys, I wanted to do actually, first of all, can't even speak. I wanted to do a Q&A on the questions I've been getting, because you guys sent me quite a lot of questions, and you've told me, why don't you, for example, do arenas, and why don't you do this and that. I'll just briefly go into it, because I don't want to keep, I don't want to rant on about it, and I don't want to make anybody feel like it's not a good place to play Priest right now. But I just don't feel like Priests are as effective as other classes, if I'm honest, in arenas. It's not because that we don't do damage. No, we have probably one of the highest damage bursts. But it's just the fact that we get really easily controlled by melee. And what I mean by that is basically you get interrupted very easily. Obviously, we have no way to counter. Let's say I'm facing a melee class. There is no way for me to do something to the melee that will kind of almost stop him from doing what he should be doing. Whereas melee do have interrupts on very low cooldowns, and for example, warriors will have 2 interrupts. They'll have charges, they'll have storm bolts, and it's an arsenal of about 10 different abilities that probably all together can chain interrupt you, and can keep rotating because of the low cooldowns, as well as most melee classes like DKs, monks, and shamans in enhancement, warriors, hunters. I consider them physical as well. They all can break our fears. So it makes it. I mean, yeah, you can use void tendrils. That's a really good idea. But apart from maybe Death Knights, everybody else can break the void tendrils with an ability, including warriors. I know warriors aren't. It's not easy for them. They've got to put a banner down and intervene the banner, but still, it's possible. Which means you can't buy that much time. And I just find it hard at the moment to try and actually completely kind of, let's just say, take control in a fight. Because, I mean, the other thing you guys have got to remember is, in my opinion, a priest should start an arena with full orbs, because we get that, we get everything else refreshed. We should have our orbs refreshed. Some people, might say that's a silly opinion, because the whole point of it is that we need to build our orbs. But really, who else out there needs to build the burst as much as we do? I don't think anybody has that much. We've got to take 30 seconds of time to actually get 3 orbs before we're fully effective. 30 seconds into an arena fight, sometimes it's the difference between losing and winning. And if I'm waiting for my procs at 5%, I think that's too low. If I'm waiting for to try and get off, obviously they're going to interrupt you. They're gonna do so much stuff. It's going to make it's going to make life difficult for you to try and get those orbs up. So that's my opinion anyway, guys. I think we should have the orbs increased or buffed, so that we can actually have them fully set out in the beginning of an arena. Not anything else, no duels or nothing like that, or not RBGs, because it's more possible to get out more orbs in RBGs. But in arena, I think we should be able to get 3 orbs at the beginning, and then we decide how we want to use them. And of course, the other thing is they really nerfed disarms. Obviously, disarms with weapon chain means that you really don't take out much time of warriors or DKs or paladins or whatever when it comes to them being disarmed. Disarm used to work before, like almost how interrupt works with melee. Now you're trying to cast, they interrupt you, and then they lock your skull. You can't do much apart from maybe heal. You got to run away, and they're pounding your ass in. Disarms used to work similarly before, where you disarm them when they're bursting. You could even disarm them before, during Bladestorm, in terms of warriors, which was really effective. It was still on a very short cooldown, very short effect period, so it only did it for about 5 or 6 seconds because of weapon chains. Weapon chains ensured that it reduces the amount by like 60 or 70% even today. But it's just not effective for us priests, because to disarm means we need to lose the one thing that we are there to do, which is to do damage. So if you get into an arena and you say to me, wait 30 seconds, work so hard, build your orbs, build your damage, pop your PI, pop your power infusion, pop your whatever it is, trinkets or whatever it is, and then you're getting so it's getting so difficult for you, the situation, that you've got to decide whether you want to use plague or disarm, and you disarm and then it gets trinketed and you're left with nothing. You're left with no orbs to use to be able to heal yourself through Vampiric Embrace. You're left with no orbs to do damage to maybe kill the target before it kills you. And as you can see from that simple equation, it makes life so difficult for priests, because it's almost just impossible to try and win that way. Simple as that. And we don't get enough peels, to be honest with you. So guys, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I hope it's not been too long. I'll be releasing another video shortly with the guides. I've not decided what it is yet, so if you guys want to tell me what you want, that's absolutely fine. The guys out there who have messaged me to try and get some tips in game, I have added you, one of you, I think, or two, but the other one I haven't actually received yet. So whoever it is, just send me the request. I will accept, and I can hopefully come into your realm and just show you a few tips. And guys, thank you so much for all the support and all the feedback you've been giving me. It's great. It really does help me, because it just makes me want to do more, and hopefully one day become really strong as a class in terms of Shadow.